time, we'd ask that you please silence your communication devices for the remainder of the ceremony. On behalf of Colonel Tommy F. Tillman, Commander of the 172nd Operations Group, we'd like to welcome you to the 172nd Airlift Control Flight Change of Command Ceremony. The Change of Command Ceremony is a military tradition deeply rooted in history and dates to the time of Frederick the Great of Prussia. In that period, military organizations developed flags unique to their organizations with specialized colors and designs. When soldiers followed their leader into battle, the unit flag provided a highly visible front around which members of the unit could rally during the pandemonium of battle. Because of its position and importance, the flag was incorporated into ancient change of command ceremonies. The organization's banner was exchanged in full view for all to see that the new commander was unchallenged and was the sovereign leader of the armies. The modern ceremony is principally symbolic, yet it still announces to all the authority of the incoming commander. Colonel Tillman will transfer command of the 172nd Airlift Control Flight from Lieutenant Colonel Scott Ditto to Lieutenant Colonel Keri Villeramaret. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as Chaplain Martin Fields delivers the invocation.
Let's pray together. Lord, it is you who gives us life. It is you who gives us peace. It is you who gives us hearts that are inclined and motivated to serve. And we are grateful that we can be a part of something larger than ourselves in serving our state and our country and those around us. Lord, as this transfer takes place, we know that there is much yet to do. We're also grateful for the legacy that's been established. So we pray, Lord, for this to be a time of encouragement as it is passed from one to another, and pray that the work and the tradition and the reputation of all it is that is done with respect to operations will continue again, Lord, because it is you who has given the gifts and the strength to accomplish these tasks. We ask for your Spirit to be in our midst. We pray in your name. Amen.
Thank you. Everyone, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the commander of the 172nd Operations Group, Colonel Tommy F. Tillman.
All right. Our large crowd here, the whole ALCF. How many are missing out of ALCF? About 4. Okay. You stole my whole speech with that whole introduction, so I'm kind of out of words to say. And I'm just kidding with that. I'm honored to be here today to do this change of command. It's a little bittersweet, but it's important to see, just like you was saying, the tradition and how it goes. So you don't have any question about who your commander is. It's the authority and the responsibilities being transferred from one person to another in front of the members. So there's no question about who you go to after today, about what your needs and stuff, and the care and feeding of the house. Before we get into the ceremony, I do want to say to you guys, thank you for what you've done. Not just recently, but in the past. Scott has taken this, the ALCF, he's advanced the ball so far down the road compared to what other ALCFs have done. I mean, you can look at your counterparts out there at other wings in the Guard, and they're not doing what you guys are doing. So when you go out and you're being the ambassadors for the wing, and you're doing stuff for your customers, long after your customers forget who your first names are and all the relationships you've built and connections you made, they're going to remember where you're from. And for that, I think, okay, because that's what we hear back from is, hey, your guys come out here and they've knocked out a part. I just heard it from Hawaii. That got invited back 2 weeks later to do the other side of that. So everywhere you go, that's what happens, and it's because of the quality of people that's in the house. But it's also the commander and him doing that. But he can't do it without you guys. The people allow a commander to be a commander. That he can't do it without you guys, just like you can't do it without a leader. But Scott, he did a really great job in ALCF. And I go back to say why this is all bittersweet. I'm watching a really fine person give up their command and start to ease out of the military, as I see another great one take over command and start her career now as a commander. And there's lots of correlations with them. But the big thing about Scott is, like I said, he advanced the ball so far. He is so well respected in this community, which doesn't have a lot of guidelines out there. I mean, you're kind of that group that nobody really knows what to do with. You're smaller than CRG or CRW, but you're big enough to go do certain things, so no one really knows how to use it doctrinally. And he's used that void to go out and find things for you to do. And I can tell you right now that I haven't served with a finer commander, and I'm so glad he's worked for me. But if it were the other way around, I would gladly work for him also. So Scott, you did a great job. I appreciate everything you've done. Okay. Keri, she's shown her dedication already. She has a full-time job flying big airplanes. She comes on orders and flies our airplanes. She's gone through all this training to get herself up. That shows her dedication that she has to this next opportunity that she's gonna. So she's gonna be just like Scott. She loves people. She's gonna take care of people. So you're gonna be in good hands. I have full faith in Keri. That's why we selected her early to go ahead and get a lot of continuity with Scott, and that way you guys got comfortable with her, and now this should be a seamless opportunity for you guys just to change the commands. Right? That's all I have to say about these two. We'll have more to say about Scott here in the next few months. Some more accolades and some funny stories I'm sure are going to come out in his retirement, so we won't get too much farther into that. So, all right, I think Scott's next. So, all right.
Thank you, Colonel. Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant Colonel Scott Ditto will now address the 172nd Patrol Club.
And don't be alarmed, it won't be a very long address. You know that I'm not the great orator that Colonel Tillman is. But he stole a lot of my thunder, but a lot of his words they ring true. I want to thank everyone for coming today. I know several people, Colonel Hartline, Colonel Tillman, y'all go a long way, both of your beautiful spouses. Chief, thank you for coming. Jeff, you guys in the squadron, thank y'all for coming. It's a long drive. Chaplain, thank you for being here. And Colonel Lander, thanks for hosting us for this event. We always have a good time when we come down to the coast. It's a great facility. Shot the weapons today, got qualified. We love coming down and using your facility. You're always a gracious host. Thank you for having us. Men and women of the 172nd ALCF, you know how I feel about you. You know how I feel about the mission. You know how I feel about each and every one of you. Like Colonel Tillman said, there's absolutely no way we could have done any of this without you. I've got a list of things in my pocket I wanted to say, but I wanted to decide at the last minute to speak from the heart. So many missions that we've done, so many deployments, so many days, hours, and weeks away from your family. I want to thank you for that. I know we've pushed hard over the last 4.5 years that I've been in command. We've come a long way. I know at times you probably looked at me like, are you crazy? Are we really going to go do this again? We've got a board down the ALCF. You've never seen it. It's our long range, short range planning board. It's the simplest thing you ever seen in life. It's a dry race board. It's got all the missions that we've got planned over the next few weeks or months on it, and it's full. It's been full over the last several years. It's really full right now. So I want to thank you for doing what you do. You know how I feel about you. We'll talk later, but it's been an honor to serve you. And I say that with the most heartfelt gratitude. I never felt a moment that anyone, that I was any bigger, any higher, any more authority than anybody in the ALCF. I do believe in my heart of hearts that I served you as much as you served me. It's phenomenal. Keri, you're going to do great. We've talked about it. You're ready for it. You're 10 times smarter than I ever was. You're dedicated, and like Tommy said, you're a people person. She's going to do great. The only thing I'll tell you is take the reins, strap on your spurs, and watch out for James Ellis. Don't let him feel the play up too much. That's all I've got. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Colonel. Colonel, before you sit down, come on back up. This time we'll have Master Sergeant Curry come up and make a special presentation.
choked up not only what this is about, just getting up here and seeing just a good friend that's passed along the time to Keri. It's getting choked up a bit. But push it aside. So before we go, we want to ask a little bit more of your time. We're going to retire our unofficial Dirty Turtle guideline, so we know what it's all about. The significance of the guideline is that it represents a unit and its commanding officer. Usually when the commander is in, his or her guideline is displayed for everyone to see. When he leaves for the day, the guideline is taken down. It is an honor, although sometimes a dubious one, to be the guideline carrier for a unit, known as a guideline bearer or a guide. He or she stands in front of the unit alongside the commander or the commander's representative and is a rallying point for troops following formation when order is given. In drill and ceremonies, the guideline and commander are always in front of the formation, but not with politically incorrect turtle by their side. However, when appropriate or not, when we here at the 172nd Airlift Control Flight like to do things differently, we raise the dirty turtle with pride of our local C2 trailer when deployed. The guideline is a great source of pride for the unit and several military traditions that are deployed around it. Sitting back from ancient times, any sort of disgrace for the guideline is considered a dishonor of the unit as a whole, and punishment is typical. For example, should the guideline bearer drop the guideline, he must follow it and perform punishment, often in the form of push-ups. Luckily, no one in the unit did this, or their punishment would have resulted probably in buying the next round or something with the local establishment. Other units may attempt to steal the guidelines to demoralize or antagonize the unit. Veteran soldiers know not to give up the guideline to anyone outside their unit. Wherever we went, even on runs, we took our Dirty Turtle along for the ride. During the time Colonel Ditto and his rough and rowdy crew were visiting Goldfield, Wisconsin, they happened upon the Dirty Turtle, where they adopted this fine, upstanding establishment as their out-of-the-way getaway with their favorite cocktail, green turtle, which they decided represented dubiously, such as Jimmy Buffett, Ranger Rig, Angel Eyes, Doogie Mater, Christopher Robin, Whiskey Poppy, several others, and their fearless leader, Ditto. With a guy who would work or party right beside you from can to can, the unit feels it is only fitting that the Dirty Turtle retire with his command. In saying this, we hope you fly this guy with pride. He's close to our hearts and represents the camaraderie of the unit over the years. Our standing operating procedures to play as hard as you work, and by anyone's scale, we're off the chart. Our Dirty Turtle accepted the invitation to play right along with us and his commander, and now has a place to pass out. So at this time, I started. Right, we now transfer command of the Dirty Turtle from the 172nd Airlift Control Flight to Lieutenant Colonel Scott Ditto.
We got unfurled. People can see it.
Hoorah. Burr.
There was a lot of stories behind this flag, and half of them aren't true, believe me. At least I'll swear to it. It was not stolen, trust me, it was given to us. But thank y'all very much. Thank you much. There's a lot of history behind it. Well, we would fly it on a regular basis above the command control trailer, and it did always motivate me. So thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now observe the symbolic portion of this ceremony, the change of command. Please rise. The command of the 172nd Airlift Flight will now be passed from Lieutenant Colonel Scott Ditto to Lieutenant Colonel Keri Villeramaret. Publish the orders. Center. Attention to orders. The Department of Air Force has announced that effective 5 April 2014, by the order of the Commander of the 172nd Airlift Wing, Lieutenant Colonel Keri Villeramaret is assigned as Commander of 172nd Airlift Control Flight, 172nd Wing, Jackson, Mississippi. Signed, Colonel Jonathan T. Wall, Commander of 172nd Airlift Wing. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the 172nd Airlift Control Flight Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Keri Villeramaret, will now address the flight.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it a lot. Phil Hartline and Judy, appreciate it. Phil Tillman, Angie, thanks for coming. Colonel Ladner, thanks for having us. Chaplain, awesome to see you here. Everybody that came up from Jackson, or came down from Jackson, I really appreciate it. We all really appreciate it. I am really, really excited to be here. I really am. I've always thought that I had the best job of all. I get to serve my country. I get to work alongside men and women who are really and truly more like family to me than they are like colleagues. And I get to fly a jet all over the world. I never really thought it'd get better than this, but it did. It really did. I get to do all of those great things, and over the past several months, I've gotten to deploy with the ALCF, and I've gotten to train with the ALCF. I've gotten to do and see things that I never got to do before. I've been to new places. I've done some really cool things. I've driven a forklift, an 18-wheeler, a school bus, all kinds of really cool things. Loaded, helped load and unload a C-130 with a really difficult load. Marshall airplanes, parked airplanes, all stuff I'm oddly excited about. But the coolest thing is there's some really great people in the ALCF that I get to work with right alongside, and I'm thrilled about it. I'm excited to be here. Colonel Ditto. Wow. Anybody who knows this man knows that his passion is the ALCF. His passion is the ALCF. He took this unit from a fairly deployable, often at home unit to a well-oiled, can-do, highly diversified machine that it is now. It's his leadership and his vision that helped bring to light all of the potential that the men and women of the ALCF had. And that's because he's truly a great leader. Personally and professionally, you've been there for me, I thank you for that. You're going to be really missed. Colonel Tillman, thank you for this opportunity. I'm excited to work for you in this new capacity. I'm excited to showcase the capabilities that this really wonderful team has, because I have already seen how great they are, and I know that we're going to do good things. Thanks for taking the time. Finally, to the folks of the ALCF, thanks for welcoming me with open arms. Thanks for really, truly showing your dedication and your hard work. Thanks for making this place an awesome unit to be in. I look forward to working with each and every one of you. I really do. I'm excited to continue to make the 172nd ALCF the best ALCF in the yard. And I'm also excited to go on and get our own dirt drill. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Colonel Villeramaret. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our ceremony. Thank you for attending today. Also, there will be a reception following in the club with food and drinks. Thanks.
Hey guys, I do want to say one thing. And you guys stand up. This is informal. And I did want to say this in front of Keri coming to this, because I don't want anybody to creep in their mind that this was ever in the decision making. Keri is the first female commander of the Jackson ALCF, and we think with pretty good assurance that she's the first female ALCF commander of the Air National Guard. So we've checked around, and we're going to verify those before we put it in writing, but it's going to get in writing. This is historical, and I want you to know that her qualifications is what got her here. And she said, I took a chance. It was easy. A blind man could have made that decision, and a deaf one, and anything that anybody knew anything about Keri, that was an easy decision. So, I appreciate you guys letting me be here today. Keri thought she'd get far enough away, but Colonel Hart and I, we love road trips. And so, you know, flying on the radar is not going to work. The significance of this is bigger than any of us. Okay, so I just wanted to readdress you guys, but I didn't want to bring it up in front of Keri thinking that's something I didn't want to steal her thunder. Okay, so be very proud of her that she's accomplished what she did. And we expect greater things from her. The ALCF is going to be her first opportunity to start to grow as a leader and a commander. And then we're going to see her do bigger and better things down the road. So, all right, guys, we're dismissed. Go eat and have some drinks and do whatever, have a good time.
Thank you. I think you just split dirty turtle with the mother. All right.